I want to help you make 2022 your best year yet. On today's video, I'm going to give you some pointers, some tips, some things to do that are really going to help you come into yourself and have that best year ever. But if you are new here, my name is Jennifer. We are currently doing the 12 days of financiary. January 1st through the 12th, I do videos all about simple living and saving money, helping you kickstart your 2022. If you're enjoying the series so far, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Before we get started, I want to know, what are your goals, your thoughts? What do you want to change or do more of in 2022? Put them down in the comments. I would love to read them. The first thing that I would like for you to do is try to embrace your authentic self. Around different types of people, we put on masks. So if we're at work, we try to put on this professional mask. Maybe when we're with family, we try to put on a mask where we don't want to talk about anything, awkward. Or maybe when we're with our friends, it's when we can really be ourselves. Maybe we're with a new group of friends and we're kind of tensed up and only trying to show, the non-opinionated or the or the conventional side of ourselves. We're never really being authentically ourselves. We may need to be professional or guarded here or there just to protect ourselves. But what we need to try to do is be more comfortable with our authentic self, who we came here to be. That isn't always the person that's inside your head chatting away at you, the pessimist and the optimist. Sometimes you have to do a little bit deeper digging in order to figure out who that is. Maybe, it's dressing a certain way. You want to be very boho, but, other people aren't really into that. Or maybe you are very esoteric and you really want to search the spiritual side of yourself, but other people don't want to hear that. Stop trying to please other people and please yourself. They are trying to do the same for themselves, and the people who don't really understand you or want to be around your authentic self are going to fall away, and that's okay. But when you start loving yourself and who you really are, those people who you are going to be comfortable around, who you can share anything with, and they're never going to judge you, are going to step forward. My second tip is to take time to consider other points of view. We are kind of conditioned or domesticated to an extent throughout our life by friends, family, teachers, environment, news, media, to believe one way or the other, and that's the right way or not the right way. And when somebody comes to us with another thought, or maybe looking at something from a different direction, we automatically put up our wall, our hair stands up, and we go, no, that is not the way it is. That is the cause of a lot of problems in the world, especially right now. So if we took time to kind of sit back and rather than automatically blurting out or saying no, one example is I will start, my husband can be that way sometimes. Like, he has a set of beliefs and he's gotten much better over time. So I'll start, and I'll preface this with, and I'm sure you've heard this before, okay, don't say anything until I get through the entire situation. I know you will automatically want to reply or have a comment, but can you hold it in and just maybe listen to what I'm saying rather than start thinking about your answer? Could you do that? I do that, and it's letting that person know, okay, I'm going to tell you something that I pretty much know you aren't going to necessarily agree with, but you need to hear me out, because that's where we respect each other as a species, as humans. And what you need to do is do that for other people. Do that automatically. Rather than automatically saying something, think about your words before you speak them. Think about, well, am I told this, or do I really believe this opinion? Why do I have this opinion? Think about something that you're very opinionated about, and really maybe journal about it. And if you see that opinion originated from an idea that you got from, I don't know, a grandparent, a parent, well, as a person to yourself, you are an individual. What do you really think? And it's okay to have a different point of view. It's okay for other people to have a different point of view. Maybe step outside and look at it from the outside in. The third thing that you can do that can make a massive difference, and if everybody did this, very few problems would be had, and that is to be kind. Be kind. Being kind to yourself, first of all. Being kind to other people, to other things, to animals, to living beings. Being kind when somebody does have a separate point of view than yours. Being kind when somebody's yelling at you. That's one of my favorite things to do. Killing with kindness when they can't yell at you anymore. Because what you'll see is if somebody starts yelling, the other person starts yelling, and it's yelling, 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 and they're just going up and up and up, and nobody actually hears what the other person's saying. And nothing gets accomplished. Being kind, holding a door open, paying for somebody's lunch if you're able to do so, helping out in larger ways, helping out in small ways, paying the kindness of giving a compliment to somebody. I love giving a compliment to somebody and watching them light up. It's one of my favorite things, and I think I enjoy it more than they probably do the compliment sometimes. Something else that you can do to have the best year yet is to eat to fuel your body. You are what you eat. You know when you eat a whole bunch of fried food, you eat that entire funnel cake with powdered sugar, you go and have a hot dog, chips, baked beans, and a big ice cream cone. You know how you feel. You don't feel good. You don't. If you feel good and have energy, then you are just a unicorn at that point. When you eat a very beautiful salad, a healthy salad, or even just a plate full of vegetables, and maybe you do eat meat and you eat just a nice healthy piece of chicken, there is a difference in your energy level. We have to stop. Every once in a while you want to have those things, but as you start little by little taking the bad food out of your life, what you'll notice is when you try to bring that back in, it makes you sick. Literally, you feel even worse. So for me, I stopped eating meat 2 years ago. This may not be you, again, it's me. I can't eat meat. It just doesn't work. Now, if you stop eating fast food completely, and then you, 6 months from now, have fast food, you're going to realize it's going to hit you so much quicker, the difference in how you feel. One of the things we talk about on this channel a lot is money. One thing you can do to have your best year yet is to take control of your money. Start paying attention to it. Stop putting your head in the sand and putting more sand around you, which I'm talking about debt. Realize that with control of your money comes confidence. It comes freedom to do what you want. Freedom to make different decisions than you would have to make if you were stuck, in a terrible job that you hate, that you dread day to day because you have all of these bills to pay. Being in control of what's going on around you, of money coming in and going out, opens up a whole new world. I was in debt in my 20s. I can link that video. You can hear all about that story. I get very emotional in it. The difference in me getting away from that stress of not having control of my money, throwing it away, essentially, on interest, late fees, debt. I have been able to take the time that I spent worrying, the time that I spent sad, the time that I spent, just feeling like I needed to be I needed to live up to be the Joneses or be the Kardashians. I have taken that and I tell you, 2021 was the year of big transformation to me. I don't know it's something that maybe I'll talk about, but it was like this huge transformation for me. And maybe if you watch a video from last year and you watch a video from this year, you can see it, you can hear it, you can see the lightness in me. But I had control of my money before that, but just, not having those stresses, you'll be able to open up more, do more, experience more, grow more as a person, as a soul. A lot of people may be wanting to find their passion or figure out what it is they were meant to do in life. And that might be one of their resolutions or their goals for 2022. One thing that I can tell you about that, and one thing that would make your year amazing, is to do what lights you up inside. What your passion is what excites you. It's what, when you're doing it, you lose track of time. For me, I love finding answers in an Excel spreadsheet if some numbers are off, and I can lose track of time doing that. I love writing out correspondence to different things, in work, and I can lose track of time in doing that. I love planning out these videos for you on YouTube, and I can lose track of time by doing that. That's the kind of stuff you're not constantly checking your watch to say, oh, what time is it? Time to go home. Oh my gosh. Or constantly putting it off and checking social media rather than doing that thing. Do more of what lights you up and do less of what doesn't. Get rid of the things that you can, because there's plenty of things that we may not want to do, but they're just things in life that you have to do. Pay taxes, etc. that you may not want to look at. But if there's something that you're voluntarily doing that you don't have to do, that doesn't light you up, take that away to make room for more of what does. Forgiveness. This is a big one that's very difficult for me. I, years later, will still have dreams about people who have hurt me. People who have done things to me that are just not fun to think about, and I will still have dreams about them. Replaying the scenarios. Forgiveness isn't about them, it's about you. You'll not forget it, but giving forgiveness for something, if you can, kind of helps pull that worry, that thought, that anger away from you. You don't have to go back into that situation. You don't have to do that thing again. You don't have to be around that person again. But forgiving them, maybe write it down. Write what happened to you. Now keep in mind, that person may not have known that they hurt you the way they did, and a person can only hurt you, obviously people can hurt you, but hurt you in a certain way if you let them. You let them treat you like that. You allow that. And in those situations, I can look back and I can see. Whereas when you're in it, you can't. But if you're trying to forgive, hard to forgive, write it down on a piece of paper. Get mad. That's one of the things. Scream, cry, get mad. Take that energy, because that energy, that hurt, that pain, actually, it sits in your body. It does. It causes aches and pains. When you've had a bad day, do you sometimes just feel, very tight back here in your shoulders? So this is one of the places in your shoulders where you carry your burdens, you carry your weight. Another place is in your hips. So if you have hip issues or, buttocks issues, meaning like in the glute area, or run down your legs. Believe it or not, that energy, that negativeness, that stress sits there. And releasing it, having a good cry, releasing it can make you feel amazing. So write it all down and then throw it away. Rip it up, put it in the paper shredder, and see what a difference that makes for you. Another way to have the best year ever is to start moving your body. Get limber, get loose, get out and get that rush, that feeling of having a good walk, a good jog, a good workout, a good yoga session, a good stretching session. There is such a good feeling when you do that for yourself. There's not one person I can think of that after a workout, a good workout, said, ugh, I wish I hadn't done that. And there's a reason for it. You just feel better. So just try it, even if it's something small. Do something maybe that you enjoy. Maybe you like going on hikes. Whatever it is that you enjoy, do that to get your body moving. This one is huge. Limit your social media. If you have a problem with procrastinating, getting lost in it, spending half of your morning scrolling and you're late for work because you're watching it or looking at the latest updates and it sets you up in a bad mood, going to bed late because you're stuck watching all the reels or whatever you watch these days, people watch these days, or you just don't feel good after you watch them. The people that you're following show you this picture perfect life that you could feel like you can never attain. And when you watch it, you feel less than. That is an indication that something's wrong, that you need to slow down. I got rid of social media. I got rid of both platforms that were doing that to me. And I've been without Facebook, I think, for a year now, and I'm not going back. I hear people talk about it, and the people who go in there and gripe, blah, 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 and I don't want to have any of it. I don't want any of that. I have not missed it. I do not need it. So if that is something that's a problem for you, and you can't control that consumption of it and limit it, then look into it a little bit more. Cal Newport, Digital Minimalism, great book if that's an issue. One thing that I am working on in 2022 is this next one. And it's to stop telling people what I'm doing, what I am going to do, and start showing them. I have had this all my life where I've had people try to tell me I can't do something. I know why. It's because they don't want me to rise higher, whatever rise higher is. They want me to stay on the same level. They don't want me to succeed because they would feel like they needed to do more, or whatever they were doing was enough. If we stop putting each other down, if we stop comparing other people in the same industries, we can all rise and grow together. There is enough of a people's attention. For instance, YouTube channels, more channels like mine. Am I doing as many videos? Do I have as many subscribers? I can't think about that because I am uniquely different. And you watching this can watch my channel and those other 5 channels as well and get something out of all of them. Who's to say that I have to be the only one? No. If we all raised each other up, we would all continue to rise. We would support each other. So the people that, will look at me with a side eye when I say something that isn't something that they are open to, and people who are not open is more of it. Their negative reaction makes me kind of go, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe that's not a good idea. No. Do what your plans are. Keep them to yourself, and rather than worrying about your family's opinion of it, obviously your immediate family, if changes you're making, that's different, your partner, your kids maybe, but worried about what extended family thinks? No. Do you, and watch as they go from skeptics to believers. It's happened for me. One thing that you can do, and would help with all the things I've talked about before in this video, is meditate. So meditation, people go, hey, no, that's not for me. That's too, spiritually woo-woo, whatever. Well, so for me, what I think of meditation as is prayer is speaking to God. Meditation is listening. I heard that from somebody. I would give them credit, whoever that was. Meditation is the part where you quiet your mind so that you can hear, so that your subconscious can answer you, so that you can, the actual answers. You ever tried to think of the name of a TV show, right? And you're thinking of it, and you're like, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Then you walk off to go cook dinner and it comes to you. Okay, that's how meditation works. The things in your life, the paths you're supposed to go, oftentimes will come up during meditation. Now, you don't have to call it meditation if that's not something you are into. You could call it just sitting still. Believe it or not, that is not a skill many people have these days. That's why meditation is a practice. Sitting still is also a practice. Sitting still, sitting in your own thoughts. Oftentimes people try to push away their thoughts, and they're in kind of not handling, but dealing with issues. They don't want to deal with it. They just push it away and they think that it's gone. No, it's in there. It's still in there, and it's going to get stuck, and it's going to get harder and harder till one day you pop and you can't figure out what's wrong. when you're in your feelings, sometimes you just got to be in your feelings. You got to be able to not stew on them, but let them flow through you. Meditation for me has been an amazing avenue to discover where I need to go when, and to help understand and pull more discipline for thinking in my life. My last tip is to listen to audiobooks. I love this. I love listening to audiobooks. I love book recommendations. And if you guys have any good book recommendations for this year, put them down below in the comments. Fiction, nonfiction. Give me the name and the writer, please. I would love to add some more books to my wish list. Because what I find is I start listening to the same book over and over that I loved. And I'm very picky about books. So that's why sometimes the recommendations I don't like. I would rather have something unique and interesting that I find from you guys. And you guys over this last year in 2021 gave me 2 of the books that changed my productivity forever. So leave me anything down below, but listening to audiobooks, and essentially it's learning. Learning will change your life. It will help you have the best year ever. It will help you open up to different perspectives. It will help expand your mind so that you can continue to grow, which is what we came here to do. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was a little bit different, but it was something I felt called to talk to you guys about. Because if you can embody any of these things and feel better about yourself, believe it or not, it does translate into your bank account, into feeling better and not feeling like you have to spend as much money to be something. When you are confident in who you are, it can make a difference. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you back for more videos.